Welcome to Cover the Basics. I'm Agent T. I'm so glad you're able to go ahead and join us today. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about a topic that a lot of people are very familiar with, especially if you work. It's retirement. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the things that I see that as someone who's approaching retirement, thinking about retirement, or already retired, you should really be in high consideration of. I'm so happy that you could join me here today. So to start off, let's talk about retirement for a second. You know, you've worked hard, probably most of your life, 20, 30, possibly even 40 plus years of your life. You put in blood, sweat, getting up early, going to bed late, whatever it is. God bless you. You're thinking about the end of putting that behind you. Now it's time to go ahead and retire, all right? One of the things you got to remember that as you retire, your income situation is going to adjust. It's going to change. Maybe for more money, but most likely not. So you got to have a strategy for when that occurs. So let's talk about that for a moment, shall we? Now, when we retire, you got to ask yourself a couple of good questions in terms of what's about to happen or what is happening. Ask yourself, you know, if you're going to retire, you want to watch a few things. Making purchases. Are you making impulse purchases or spending impulsively? Maybe. You want to kind of watch that, you know. You have to kind of now start considering your needs versus your wants. You know, that's one of the things that really dips into how much retirement funds that you're going to have available if you play it fast and hard or you take your time. One of the other things to remember about retiring is that your income, again, is limited. So you want to kind of measure how much you help out family, help out friends, you know, giving money to, you know, for personal situations or projects or little this and that. You got to be able to make sure that you're watching where the money's going and how much of it is going out. Remember, income's not coming in as hard as it used to. Maybe even giving money to grandkids, gifting some money away. You also want to, like I said, pay attention to those things. Are you spending beyond your means? Are you in a situation where you find that, again, money's leaving very quickly? Now is the time, if you haven't already, now's the time to kind of take a step back and create a budget, you know, an itemized spending plan. You know how much money you need to go where at certain times. That way you can kind of see overall what's going on, the big picture, if you will, about what is going on with your money. You want to also go ahead and make sure you plan for healthcare. Healthcare, believe it or not, is going to be one of the largest cost areas when it comes to being a retiree. This is where a lot of your expenses are probably going to end up if you're not careful. And if it's not a lot of savings or retirement available in terms of funds, you could be in trouble very quickly. You also want to go ahead and review your income strategy. You want to know how much money is coming in, where is it coming from, whether it's Social Security, pension, some other form of distribution. You want to know where your money's coming from. Obviously, the more that you've accumulated of those funds, the better off you should be in the long run. Now, don't ignore estate planning. Estate planning is very important. Last time I checked, probate fees and attorney costs are nothing to mess with. They can dramatically affect how much retirement proceeds that you may choose to leave behind for family, loved ones, or charities. So you want to make sure that you look into that. Are you avoiding aggressive investing? You might want to do that. What might happen here in this scenario is compensation for adequate savings or funds. You know, you're about to retire or you are retired and you make some last minute risky moves. Keep in mind, investment is a game usually of long-term play. You want to make sure you have time on your side. Retirement, is kind of when you want to start winding things down and kind of taking it a little bit easier in terms of how you get into investments. So you want to take it easy with that. Are you taking Social Security too early? That's also another area. Timing is very important when you take Social Security. It can affect your distribution immensely if you're not careful. Now, finally, I want to touch on doing it alone. I don't want you to feel that if you are retired or about to retire, it's all on you. There are countless of hundreds of other thousands of millions of people in your case who are doing the same. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to work with a professional. If you weren't a handy person, for example, you'd call someone who's a professional to take care of services for you, whether it's plumbing or an optician, dentist. You want to make sure that you kind of hand over those services, especially if you're not familiar with doing stuff like this, to someone who's used to doing it on a regular basis. So again, if you do have any questions or need help, you can contact me, Agent T. I can always be reached at my Facebook page. In fact, if you haven't already, go to my Facebook page, Uncover the Basics. Cover the Basics, I listed there recently a personal evaluation worksheet. This worksheet will allow you to kind of see where you're at, and it gives me an opportunity to also see if I can help you as well. Feel free to fill it out, no cost to you, and we can see if we can even communicate, see what I can do for you. I know there's some free workshops that we can offer that will be able to kind of give you insight and education in terms of your options and what you can do. Hopefully, this was a great installment of Cover the Basics for you with retirement. Feel free to reach out to me again, Agent T. Have a great day.